Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is RBT and welcome back to another Madden 18 video. Yesterday I released a video where I attempted real life trades that have happened in the NFL since June. I attempted them in Madden 18 to see if they would actually go through like they did in real life, and you guys really did enjoy that video. So I thought this video for today was a great idea, where I'm going to be trying potential trades that are rumored to happen between now and the end of the NFL's trade deadline, which I believe is about a week from now. And I got these potential trades from a tweet released by the NFL's official Twitter account. They released a tweet yesterday that was something along the lines of the top 7 deals that could happen between now and the end of the trade deadline. So today what I am going to do is attempt those 7 trades in Madden 18 and see exactly what it's going to take in Madden 18 to make those deals happen. So hopefully you guys do enjoy today's video, and if you do, make sure to drop a like. Let's see if we can smash 2,000 likes on today's video. As always, if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell if you haven't. But with that said, let's jump into today's video. So as you see, this first trade is going to involve the Chicago Bears. They are rumored to be going after a pretty talented wide receiver of the Pittsburgh Steelers, who rumored was wanting to be traded away from Pittsburgh, and that is none other than Martavis Bryant. And remember, I did not come up with these potential trades. It's all from the official NFL.com site. I guess it's just the most likely destination for all 7 of these players that have been rumored to be traded away before the trade deadline. So let's see what it's going to take in Madden 18 to bring in Martavis Bryant to the Bears. And what I am going to try to do is just try my best to make it draft picks, because that is more than likely what is going to happen in real life. It's more likely they'll trade away draft picks to get these 7 players than like actually swapping a player. So with that said, let's see what a 4th round draft pick can do in terms of bringing in Martavis Bryant. And it's kind of close. So let's try both 4s from 2018, because they don't have a 3rd round draft pick, and then let's try a 3rd from next year. I think to bring in Martavis Bryant, this would be a pretty successful trade for the Chicago Bears to get a very talented wide receiver threat for their young rookie quarterback, Mitch Trubisky. So let's see if this will go through, and it's relatively close. So let's try to bump this up to a 2nd round draft pick from next year. And keep in mind, for all these deals, I'm going to try to make it the bare minimum possible to bring in these players. I think we should be able to get all 7 players in today's video, but I'm going to try to finesse and try to trade away as little as possible. So this trade, 2 4s from this year and a 2019 2nd round draft pick, and it didn't really go much up at all. So I think what we're going to have to do is involve a 2nd round draft pick from this year. So let's just try the 2nd round draft pick from this year on its own for Martavis Bryant. And it's kind of close, so I think now what we can do is throw in a 4th from this year. This should potentially go through. Didn't really go much up at all. What the heck? So might have to offer both 4s from this year for Martavis Bryant. And it's extremely freaking close now. So I think if we add in the 3rd round draft pick from next year, this should go through, and it was accepted. So what's going to be cool to see is if these players or any of these players actually do get traded in real life, we're going to be able to compare what it takes to get them in Madden 18 to what they traded for in real life. So in Madden 18, to bring in Martavis Bryant, the Chicago Bears have to trade away a 2018 draft pick from this year, a 2nd round draft pick that is, a 2018 4th round draft pick, and a 3rd round draft pick for 2019, which is a pretty hefty price for a player who did pretty much say he wanted to be traded away. But do you think Martavis Bryant is actually going to be traded to the Bears in real life? Let me know in the comment section below. So our 2nd trade, as you see, is going to involve the Seattle Seahawks. So if you look at this team, at this offense, is very talented, but they are lacking offensive line talent, especially at the 2 tackle positions. And they are rumored to be trying to trade for a veteran left tackle, and that is none other than Dwayne Brown of the Houston Texans. I'm not really sure if the Texans would actually trade away Dwayne Brown, because any team can win the AFC South, and the Texans are definitely right up there. I think all 4, well, maybe not the Colts, but the top 3 teams, the Texans, Jags, and Titans, can all win the division. So I don't know why they would trade away their starting veteran left tackle when they have a rookie quarterback and he's protecting his blind side and in the middle of a playoff race. I mean, although none of the teams in the AFC South probably will make it deep into the playoffs, don't know why they would trade him away, but it was rumored in that freaking tweet, so we are going after it. With him being an older left tackle that is pretty expensive, I think it would take a very minuscule amount to bring him in. Maybe just a 4th round draft pick from this year to bring in Dwayne Brown. And it's about a 1/3 of the way, so it's going to take a little bit more, probably just about as much as it took to bring in Martavis Bryant. So with that said, they don't have a 2 4s from this year like the Bears did. So we'll try a 5th as well, and also throw in a 3rd from next year. See how close. This will probably be a little bit over halfway, and it's actually extremely freaking close. So I think if we actually go with a 2nd round draft pick from next year, this deal will go through. So it's actually a little bit less value than the Martavis Bryant deal, which does make sense because Martavis Bryant's a skill position player and he's a lot younger. But I think this is probably more than it would take to bring in Dwayne Brown in real life, especially with his big contract and his age. Gonna submit this, and it's actually not gonna go through. So we're gonna have to abort mission very quickly. So instead of a 5th from this year, why don't we throw in a 4th from next year to see if this will go through, and it doesn't. So how about a 3rd from next year instead? I think this would probably go through. So Dwayne Brown to the Seahawks was accepted. So according to Madden 18, for the Seahawks to make this deal go through, they'd have to trade away a 4th from this year, a 2nd and 3rd from next year's draft, which I mean, to bring in a veteran left tackle to improve like the weakest position on your team when you're trying to set up for a potential Super Bowl run, this I think would be definitely a win for the Seahawks. So the next potential trade is going to involve none other than the New England Patriots. According to a lot of people, is still the best team in the NFL coming after a Super Bowl win from last year. Looking at this defense, they probably definitely could use another pretty beast linebacker, and that is who they are rumored to be trying to get before the NFL trade deadline. And that linebacker comes from the New Orleans Saints, and I cannot properly pronounce his first name, but it is none other than Kakaha. Sounds like a bird, but he is going to be there. What the F? Where? Why? Why is he not a... I could have swore he was a linebacker, and I was just looking it up. And it looks like if the Patriots do get him, they will play him at outside linebacker. So with him being a 73 overall right end, I think it'd probably be in the 80s or low 80s when it comes to linebacker. This being the case, with Madden being the way it is, I think it should be relatively easy to bring him in. And he's a former 2nd round draft pick, so let's see what it's going to take. Maybe just a 5th. And the problem with this trade is I did see something about them saying the Patriots have a lack of draft picks, but they only are missing 1 in Madden. Not sure if it is correctly translated to how many picks they have in real life, but see if the 5th is enough to bring in Kakaha, and that's actually pretty goddamn close. So it's going to be extremely easy to bring in Kakaha in Madden 18, but I think it's probably going to be a lot more difficult to bring him in real life because Madden's stupid. And just like that, it was accepted. So according to Madden, all the Patriots have to do is send the 5th and the 7th for Kakaha, and they'd be able to bring him in and add to that talented defense. So the next team to be involved in the trade in today's video, and potentially in real life, is the Denver Broncos. And this is a tight end. And looking at their team, and I know this is just Madden, but they do have some decently talented players at tight end. So I don't know why tight end is a #1 need. Maybe one of these guys got hurt and I didn't know about it. But anyways, I mean, this is still a talented player, but it doesn't seem like it's a #1 potential need for the Denver Broncos. But it is a tight end from none other than the Detroit Lions, and that is the main man, Eric Ebron. And with him being an 88 overall in Madden, him being extremely young, extremely being 24, and a pretty low cap hit, I think this will be kind of hard to actually make it go through. But tight ends aren't necessarily the most valuable positions when it comes to trades in Madden, so it might not be that hard, but we'll have to see. So I'll trial and error with this stupid freaking game. So with him being that high of an overall, I'm going to throw out a 3rd, which might be a mistake, but I have no idea. Okay, so it might actually be extremely difficult. They do value him at 5 stars. And for this to go through in real life, I think this is one of those trades where it might actually take more in Madden to bring him in than it would in real life. So instead of a 3rd, we'll throw in a 2nd. We'll try to save our 1st round draft picks. I don't think the Broncos would want to use a 1st round draft pick on a tight end when they already have Virgil Green. So a 2nd brings it up to about a 3rd. So let's try a 2nd from this year, a 4th from this year, and a 2nd from next year for Eric Ebron. And it's only up in the yellow, so we might have to actually trade away a 1st from either this year or next year. Now, if this doesn't go through, it'll probably have to be a 1st from this year just to make it go through. And see, that's not even in the green. Hot darn. So let's try a 3rd from this year as well, which would be a lot already. And it's not even in the green yet. So let's just try a 1st round draft pick straight up for the young tight end. And see, dude, that's not even, this is hard. We might not actually just get away with draft picks in this video. So let's try a 1st and a 2nd for Eric Ebron, which this would never happen in real life. They would never give up this much for a tight end. So how about a 1st, 2nd, and 3rd to bring in Eric Ebron? That still isn't enough. So it might take a 2 firsts one from this year, one from next year, and then a second round draft pick from this year. See that, dog, this might not even, we might have to trade away a player to bring in Eric Ebron. And, yep, I think we're 100% going to have to bring in a player unless they value a third round draft pick. Did I already try this? I might have. I might just be stupid. Well, So we have to find a player that the Lions are interested in, or this deal will not go through. Will they be interested in Brock Osweiler? Wow, they are. And so that is actually kind of freaking close. So how about running back? We do have two very talented running backs. Would the Lions be willing to take on one of these running backs, and would the Broncos be willing to trade them? Let's try Devontae Booker added into this deal. Didn't really go up much. So what positions do the Lions need? I mean, I don't think they would actually, they do have a pretty talented fullback, but they're not interested in him. Although they do need a fullback. How about corner? What corner? How about Brendan Langley? Not interested in him. It might have to be Bradley Roby, who I don't think they're not interested in him either. So gosh dang, they need a left outside linebacker. Do we have anybody aside from Von Miller that we could potentially trade away? Nope. Seeing they're probably not interested in him. So how about a left guard? Alan Barbie or Max Garcia? He's younger. They are kind of interested in him, and that's still in the green. Gosh dang, how about Barbie? Not interested in him. So it might have to be one of those running backs that we have, or last chance is defensive tackle. I don't think they would probably, what's the chances that both these guys had the last name Pico? And that's really weird, because there's no way this guy had Kyle Pico at 8 years old. That's no way it's his dad. But what are the freaking odds? Freaking, they got Pico Sr. and Pico at the same position on the same team. That's funny. That's actually pretty goddamn funny. But instead of that, we're going to, since they do have two very talented running backs, C.J. Anderson and Jamal Charles, we're going to see if they are interested in Jamal Charles. We're going to send this trade through. That's still not going to go through. God dang! What the frick can we do to bring in Eric Ebron? I have no freaking idea. It might have to be our defensive tackle. That probably might be the only way. They're not, I don't know if we can actually make this happen. We might honestly have to do something like this, because like I said, I do want to try to make every deal happen in this video, but they would never trade Aqib Talib for Eric Ebron. But just for video's sake, look at that. This game is so effing dumb. Like, so effing dumb. So Aqib Talib and a first round draft pick. We're probably also going to have to add in a second. So it still doesn't freaking go through. This game is so 8. So how about a first from next year? And it still doesn't go through. So we're going to have to probably give 2 players away. C.J. Anderson as well. They are interested in both of these players. This game is dumb. This game is actually dumb. So to bring in Eric Ebron to a team that doesn't necessarily even need a tight end, we're going to have to trade. This game is so freaking dumb. If this doesn't go through, the video is just going to freaking end. I don't know what else to do. Von Miller, this is the dumbest game I've ever played in my effing life. It honestly is the dumbest thing I've ever done. So how about a second now? So it's going to take Von Miller, a first and a second round. That still doesn't go through. Now, if Aqib Talib doesn't make this deal happen, this game is just stupid and everybody deserves to be fired. Oh my god. So what I had to do was go out there and trade for another first round draft pick from this year. So I just traded away some of the picks for that. So let's see if this goes through by chance. So 2 first round draft picks, pretty late ones for Eric Ebron. And now I think if we add in one of those running backs, this would go through Jamal Charles, and it still doesn't. It still doesn't. So how now about Aqib Talib? I can see Aqib Talib definitely being traded, before Von Miller, and that still doesn't go through. This game has lost its mind, so we're gonna have to add in Von Miller. Are you kidding me? This is so freaking dumb. So went out and traded away Bradley Roby and a couple other players for a first round draft pick. Now, if 3 first round draft picks is not enough to bring in a tight end Eric Ebron, I mean, I don't think there's any way I could potentially get him. And would you look at this? 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 I'm done with this game. I'm actually done with this effing game. Now, after that catastrophe, literally spent like 30 to 40 minutes on that one trade when I was expecting this video to take about 40 or maybe like 30 minutes to record in total. That effed up my afternoon, but I was trying to make every deal happen. But anyways, moving on to the next trade, and that involves the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who do need a corner. And apparently they want to get a veteran from the New York Giants, and that is none other than DRC, who has in the latest updates dropped all the way to an 85 overall. Now this one should be so much freaking easier than the Eric Ebron trade that never went through. So let's start off with a 4th round draft pick. He's 85 overall and older, so we got somewhere. So maybe we could get away with a 5th and a 6th, and they don't have a 7th, so maybe a 6th from next year. Try to see if this will go through. So that actually didn't go through even at all. So that's about halfway. So 4th and a 5th combined, that gets it relatively close, but I don't think a 6th from this year will be enough to bring in DRC. Got pretty goddamn close. I think a 4th from next year should be enough. Which, in real life, I think this would be an incredible trade for the Buccaneers. A 4th from this year, next year, and a 5th from this year for DRC, and the trade was not freaking accepted. So might have to move up to a 3rd from next year. So a 4th, 5th, and 3rd from next year. And it was accepted. Just like that. Freaking so much easier than freaking Eric Ebron. So second to last trade in today's video. And I saved probably the biggest two for last. The Dallas Cowboys are looking to bring in another cornerback. And they're trying to get a very, very talented one from a team that's pretty much trying to completely rebuild at this point. They're just not playing well at all in the team. Like, it's pretty freaking trash. That is the Indianapolis Colts. They're rumored to be going after the none other than Vontae Davis, which would make this his 2nd time to be traded throughout his career. He's dropped all the way to an 80 overall? What the heck? So, in the latest, is he really doing that bad in real life? I haven't noticed myself, but according to Madden, he's gone from like an 89 to an 80 in the latest update. I did not know that. So, with him being an 80 overall, and being worth $9.14 million, this should be pretty freaking easy to make happen. So let me just try a 4th like we've kind of tested out with the others. And it's kind of close, but let me go ahead and throw in a 3rd from this year. This should up the value a ton. And it's pretty freaking close to going through. So I think if we throw in a 3rd from this year, and a 6th from this year, and a 7th, this might be enough. Pretty close. So maybe a 3rd and they don't have a 5th. So how about a 3rd and a 4th from next year? How about this one, Colts? Still in the green. So I think maybe this right here will go through. So for Vontae Davis, a 3rd from this year, a 4th from next year, and a 6th from this year. And nope, just kidding. So let's try 3rd and a 4th from this year. And that's pretty close. So now I think the 6 should be enough to bring in Vontae Davis. But I still think for the Cowboys, with Vontae Davis, I mean, I guess he's just up and down throughout his career. I mean, you saw with the Colts, he can be an outstanding corner. I think this would, especially with the need the Cowboys do have at corner, I think it would be worth it. And F my effing F. Frick. EA. God dang. So now a 4th from next year. This 100% has got to go through. And to bring in Vontae Davis to the Dallas Cowboys in Madden 18, you need to trade away a 3rd and a 4th from this year and a 4th from next year. So boys, the very final trade that we are going to attempt in this video, which very well may happen in real life, has been rumored heavily. A lot of people think it's not going to happen. Some people think it might happen. And that is bringing another quarterback to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who've been playing incredible, although my Titans did beat them. But then again, we almost lost to the freaking Browns. That is, and Blake Bortles, I do have to say he played incredible last week. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Jacksonville Jaguars decide to move on from him finally. Although he just started to play well, they don't have a lot of time to decide. But that is to bring in the veteran quarterback who has won multiple Super Bowls in his career. And it's probably the thumbnail of today's video. That is Eli Manning, and I have no idea what it's going to take to bring him in because he is only an 81 overall and he's older, but the way this game just values certain players makes no sense. Like some quarterbacks, although it's Eli Manning, like it takes a lot to bring him in. So I have no idea. So we'll throw a feeler out there, which has been the 4th round draft pick as we've done in every trade. So 4th for Eli, that's actually pretty freaking close, dude. So this might be a lot easier than I thought. So a 5th and a 6th from this year for Eli Manning. And let's go ahead and sweeten it up with a 5th from next year. See if this is enough to bring him in. And it's still in the yellow. So how about a 4th from next year? And it's still in the yellow. So maybe we just throw in a 4th and a 6th and a 7th from next year, bringing Eli Manning to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it's still in the green. So we have to go up a little bit in next year's pick. Let's go, instead of this year's 6th, how about their 5th and then next year 6. I think this might very well be accepted, and it was. And I think that will be a pretty incredible deal for the Jaguars. And let me know what you think about that in the comment section below. It'd be very weird to see Eli Manning playing for a team that's not the Giants, especially with it being the freaking Jaguars. But, I mean, maybe for the Jaguars, I think probably as a fan, you're probably at this point, after the years of Blake Bortles, you're already pissed off with him and you don't care how he played last week, and you're ready with their team playing as well as they have, and they are pretty freaking talented, and they could easily win the AFC South, especially with how the Titans played last week and the way they played the last couple weeks. Freaking awful. But I guess this is their chance. The first time in forever they've had a chance to go on a run like they have. So I guess why not bring in a veteran quarterback that has done it before? So if you're a Jaguar fan out there, or any fan out there, let me know what you think about this deal in the comment section below. Will it really happen? And will it take more than a 4th, 5th, and 6th? Or will they have to trade like a 2nd or 1st round draft pick to bring in Eli? I wouldn't think so, but who knows. But boys, that is going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you did, make sure to drop a like. Let's see if we can smash 2,000 likes on today's video. If you guys have any more ideas similar to this, let me know in the comment section below to have a chance to be featured in an upcoming video and for me to use your idea. With that said, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on notification bell if you haven't. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.